everybody, how you doing? This is Martin Mesa. Welcome back to Mortgage Mind. Today's video is called How Can I Improve My Credit Score? Okay, so I'm a mortgage guy for 20 years almost. I am not a credit repair person or credit expert by no means, but I've been around for a while and I've seen a lot of credit reports, so I know a little bit about what works and what doesn't work. So I'm going to go into my top 4 reasons, or my top 4 recommendations at least, in terms of what I think you can do to either keep your credit score up if it's already high, or get your credit score up if it's not as high as you want. So my first thing is, definitely you need to make all your payments on time. For every single account that shows up on your credit report, every credit card, every car loan, every mortgage loan, every student loan, anything that you pay interest on most likely shows up on your credit report, and you need to make all those payments on time, okay? One late payment on one account, I've seen that drop somebody's score 50, 60 points overnight, which can be dramatic. Remember, when you borrow money, the interest rate you get offered usually is based on how good your credit score is. So a 50-point drop in your credit score can mean a big difference in the interest rate that you are offered by a lender when you apply for credit. So no late payments. If you're gonna make a late payment, please don't make it late. Please don't make it a late payment more than 30 days past the due date. If the payment's due today and you just can't pay it, and you're gonna pay it next week, that's better than not paying it at all for the next 30 days. Because once it goes 30 days past the original due date and you don't pay it, that's when it affects your credit negatively. That's when it gets hit with a late payment on your credit, once it's 30 days past due. I never recommend making a payment late, because then you're talking about late fees being assessed, and I'm not a big fan of paying late fees. But if you can't avoid having to pay something late, please try your best to at least make that minimum payment before that 30 days past due mark, because that will avoid that from affecting your credit negatively. The other thing is, on any credit cards, which we call revolving accounts because the balance on it can go up and down, it can revolve. On any credit cards or store charge cards, always try to keep the current balance on any of those cards under 30% of that current account's credit limit. So if it's a Home Depot card with $1,000 credit limit, keep the balance under 300 bucks. 300 is 30% of 1,000. So do that for all those types of credit accounts, credit cards, storage cards. That's the magic number from my understanding. Keep it under 30%. Once it goes up over 30%, my understanding is that tends to drop your score some. Okay? And if you're gonna pay the card off to zero balance, just keep the credit card or credit account open. Don't close it out even if it's a zero balance. My understanding is that if you pay it down to zero, and you close out the account, it's going to take away all of the positivity that that account's positive history was contributing to your credit score, and it could actually drop your score from my understanding. If you have negative information on your credit report, like late payments or collections or charge-offs, you want to try to make contact to all those creditors and kindly ask them if they could possibly delete that negative information from your credit report. If they're willing to do it, which most of the time they won't be, it should impact your credit score in a positive way. For sure, call them if it's an error and you know for sure you weren't late or whatever, because they need to correct it, okay? And they should. Don't take no for an answer. But if you were really late, you can still ask them, but they probably won't do it, and there's really nothing much you can do about it, but it's still worth asking, okay? And the last thing is, I would recommend not having too much debt, okay? Not having 50 credit cards with a running balance or anything like that. Try to keep it to maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 credit cards, maybe 1 or 2 car payments, a mortgage or whatever. They kind of like a good mix of types of accounts, but not too many of any one. From my understanding, that can actually hurt you. So that's my advice. And if you have credit cards that you haven't used in years, like for example, if you have no credit cards that you ever use, but you have some, I recommend using 1 or 2 of them every now and again, just to kind of keep some recent activity showing up on your credit, because that'll help your score as well. If you don't like paying interest on credit cards, I get it. Just use the credit card for small purchases at the grocery store, at the gas station, and then as soon as you get that bill, just pay off the balance in full. That way you won't get charged interest. But just keeping those cards active, having some activity on them recently, can help your score. So those are my tips regarding how to keep your score up or get your score up. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, give us a call. Take care, and we'll see you on the other side. If you like what we're doing, please share with your friends and family. Take care.